Hi, this is Jonathan Rosenhead, Jerusalem psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology post for Parashat Mishpatim is going to discuss empathy. Because in this week's Parashat, the Bnei Yisrael are instructed to show sensitivity towards Gerim. Because the Bnei Yisrael, they themselves were Gerim in Mitzrayim. And Rashi defines what is a Ger. He says that a Ger is someone that is born in a different place to you and then comes to live in the same place as you. And we're instructed to show sensitivity towards these people. And this can be developed further by saying that, in a sense, everybody is a stranger to one another, because we all come from our own world, our own personal, unique experiences. And when two people interact with each other, it's actually two different worlds that are interacting with one another. So how do you navigate this interaction? The key is through empathy. This can either mean that the experiences in each other's worlds overlap in a sense, we share similar experiences, so we can empathize, or it means that the person can put themselves fully into the other person's world, to fully understand their unique personal experience, to connect with them on an emotional level. And at this point, the person ceases to be a stranger. And this is important to psychotherapy, that a client should be looked at by the therapist not as a stranger, but as someone that they can connect with, that they can understand and support and feel with them. And this is through building a therapeutic relationship. And at the heart of this, an integral part of psychotherapy is empathy. So what does empathy do in psychotherapy? Empathy allows for emotional exploration, an exploration of deep emotions that connect to one's core. And through empathy, it allows a client to look at themselves, to look at who they are, and to see if they're comfortable with what they see, if they are happy with the person that they are, or if perhaps they're able to make that brave decision and that first step to make a change. It also allows a client to have greater sense of self-awareness, to understand who they are. And the therapeutic process is a journey, and it's a scary journey, to face challenges, to face things that you're scared of, and it's a journey that is difficult to take. So as with any scary journey, it's important to have someone to accompany you. And this is through empathy, the connection of the client with the therapist as they go through this scary journey together. So we see that empathy is a very significant factor in our life in general and in psychotherapy. So it's important to point out what gets in the way of empathy. So first of all, there's the issue of habit. There's a tendency to avoid painful feelings, to avoid extreme emotion. We're not necessarily comfortable with witnessing and seeing and exposing another person's deep emotions, and we aren't necessarily comfortable in looking at this. So we might avoid empathy for this reason. And also there's a tendency to rely more on our rational thinking, on reasoning, as opposed to using emotions and feelings. So it's important to recognize these factors and to use empathy as much as possible to connect with people. Have a great Shabbos and keep well.